Thanks for joining me again for another video. We are going to do another nutrition support calculation. This is going to be something nice and easy and basic. It's going to be a rate-based regimen for this patient. We will be using Gevity 1.2. So as I mentioned in the previous video, all the information that you need to know about the formula I'll include here. But when you do go and work at a hospital or a skilled nursing facility, they'll have this information on paper for you to use. It's called their formulary, but I'll write that information up here. So whenever you go to a new place, whether it's an internship, ask to have a copy of their formulary, and that'll tell you what formulas they have, and within that formula, their calories, protein, and water content. So today, our hypothetical patient needs 1,350 to 1,500 calories. They need 60 to 70 grams of protein and 1,800 milliliters of water. Now, in order to do rate-based equations or rate-based calculations, there are two formulas that you need to know, so please write them down. This top formula is going to give you the rate in which we need to run the formula at to meet the patient's calorie needs. Then we're going to round up and we're going to run it through this second equation, and that's going to give us what I call our multiplier. And then we use that number with our formula to determine, based on our rate that we've decided on, how many calories, protein, and water our prescription or our regimen will provide. So let's go ahead. I've got my calculator handy and my green marker. So we're going to go ahead and do some math. So for the calorie needs, we're going to use the lower end of the calorie needs, because remember, most of the time we're rounding up. So we'll always be able to meet at least their lower calorie needs as long as we round up. So calorie needs are 1,350 divided by the concentration of the formula. Again, we're using Gevity 1.2. This is a 1.2 calorie formula. That means that every milliliter of formula has 1.2 calories. Gevity also comes in a Gevity 1 cal and a Gevity 1.5 cal. So it comes in different concentrations, and with those concentrations, the protein will go up, but the water will change. The water will change. That's what happens with more concentrated formulas. They give you more macronutrients and less water. So we've got our calorie needs. We've got our concentration, 1.2. Our runtime is just going to be 24 hours. We're going to keep it nice and simple. This tube feed is going to run continuously. So let's do the math on that rate. So 1,350 divided by 1.2 times 24. I did not do that right. 1,350, divided by 1.2 divided by 24. Always important to check your math. So this gives us 46.8. So we're just going to say 47 milliliters per hour. Now remember, we're going to round up. I'm not going to tell the nurse to run the formula at 47 mils an hour. We're going to round up to 50. We all see that? 50 mils an hour is what we're going to run it at. 50 times 24 divided by 1,000 gives us our multiplier. This is 1.2. Now, that has nothing to do with this, so don't get confused. This 1.2 means if you run anything at 50 mils an hour for 24 hours, it will provide 1.2 liters of volume. So this is liters per day. That's the unit on that. So what we do is we take our multiplier and we plug it into our formulary. So 1,200 calories per liter at 1.2 liters per day is going to give us 1,440 calories. Cals. Now we also get 56 grams of protein times 1.2 gives us 67 grams. And last but not least, 807 times 1.2 gives us 968 milliliters of water. Now in the previous video, we just did standard 60 mil Q4 hour flushes, but I'll actually show you how we do flushes in this video. So what you do for flushes is you take their fluid needs, 1800, minus what they're actually going to get from the formula, and then you divide that by how often those flushes are. So if you have Q4 hour flushes every 4 hours, they will be getting flushes 6 times a day. If you do Q6 hour flushes, that's flushes every 6 hours or 4 times a day. But most of the time here in this hospital, we do Q4 hour, so 6 times a day. So Q4 hour is 6 times a day, and that's going to be your 1800 minus 968. So they need an additional 832 milliliters per day. We're going to divide by 6. That's going to give us 139. So let's round up. So they will get 140 milliliters Q4 hours. Can we see that? That's pretty low in the board. There you go. So that wraps up this patient. They need this many calories, protein, and water. We run it through the top equation. We round up their rate and run it through the second equation. That's going to give us our multiplier. And then we run that multiplier through our formulary. And our chart note is going to read something like this. Recommend Gevity 1.2 at goal rate of 50 mils per hour to provide 1440 calories, 67 grams of protein, and 968 milliliters of free water. Recommend 140 mil Q4 hour flushes to meet hydration needs. Now, this doesn't include an advancement schedule. This is just to figure out what their goal is. So we will talk about advancement schedules in the next video. If you're enjoying these videos, please subscribe. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, put them in the comment section down below. Thanks again for watching. Cheers.